Finally, Jungkook live again for you, ARMY. The world stopped for a moment. Purple Heart after a long wait with a sense of longing that suffocates the chest. Finally, the moment awaited by millions of armies around the world arrived as well. BTS's Jungkook is back. Yes, not a recording, not a fragment of an old event, but really a live broadcast, real-time, from the Golden Magne himself. Only one sentence instantly resonated throughout the world that evening: ARMY, I miss you. And it was as if the earth stopped turning for a moment. Thousands of notifications appear simultaneously. The name Jungkook immediately topped the global trending topic in just seconds. The ARMY who were working, studying, or even sleeping, immediately jumped in shock as soon as the live notification appeared. Some screamed, some cried, and some just fell silent while staring at the screen with tears slowly falling. Because for them, Jungkook isn't just an idol, he's a home away from home after a long, tiring day. Live this time feels different. No fancy studio lights, no glamorous backdrops. Jungkook appears with messy black hair, a plain face without makeup, and a simple hoodie. But that's exactly where the magic is. It all felt so close, so real. He is no longer the world superstar who broke Spotify records or conquered billboards, but a young man who is greeting his old friends the ARMY, warmly and honestly. It's been a long time, he said with a small smile. His voice was slightly hoarse, perhaps from fatigue, or from holding back emotions. I know you're waiting. I'm also waiting for this moment. That simple sentence made the hearts of millions melt. Because all know, behind that smile, there is a struggle, there is a rush, and there is an equally great longing on both sides of the screen. Throughout the live, Jungkook told light stories, about his music, about his routines, even about little things like the food he cooked himself. He mentioned how much he enjoyed his time alone, but also how lonely the world was without the ARMY's presence that used to fill his comment column. You know, he said with a chuckle, sometimes I open old comments just to see what you have to say. It's like talking, even if you don't know it. And in that moment, thousands of hearts around the world simultaneously broke. The most touching thing was when Jungkook started to get a little serious. He looks at the camera, takes a deep breath, and says, I just want you to know, I'm fine. Don't worry. But you have to take care of yourself, right? Don't just worry about me, forget about yourself. That sentence, as simple as it is, carries tremendous energy. Because only Jungkook can make thousands of people cry just by asking them to take care of themselves. Comments flooded in, we miss you, Jungkook. Thank you for being live. Don't be gone for long. Among the sea of comments, Jungkook smiled and said quietly, you think I can live without you? He looked at the old camera, and his little laugh broke the silence. The world seemed to embrace him in silence. Interestingly, although many thought the live would be short, Jungkook actually lasted quite a long time. He sang spontaneously, played his favorite songs, and even several times muttered melodies that had never been heard before. ARMY immediately speculated, was it a new song leak? But Jungkook just smiled mischievously, you guys are really fast, huh? It's not time yet, be patient. There was one moment that left everyone transfixed, when Jungkook stopped talking for a moment, then said in a soft tone, sometimes I feel like the world is going too fast. But every time I live and see you here, it's quiet. It's like a house that never changes. The sentence is simple, but full of meaning. Because only a person who truly feels loss and longing can say the word home in such a deep voice. Some ARMY wrote on Platform X, Twitter, I cried involuntarily, she looked so honest and gentle tonight. Jungkook not only sang for us, he lived for us. It's not just entertainment, it's healing. And that's exactly what it feels like. The broadcast was not just a digital comeback of a superstar, but a kind of hug from afar. A hug that says I'm still here. I'm not going anywhere. And I'm still the old Jungkook. Even more surprising, in the middle of the live, Jungkook suddenly smiled and said, ARMY, I have a lot of things I want to show you later. But for now, I just want to say, thank you for being here. He lowered his head a little, then looked at the camera with teary eyes. No extra words needed. Everyone knows that these words come from the heart. When finally the live was over, thousands of ARMY were still staring at the screen with mixed feelings. Some are happy, some are sad, some still don't believe. But one thing is for sure, that night, the whole world felt the warmth of Jungkook's presence again. He gives not only entertainment, but also peace that cannot be described in words. Many write in the fandom community, he doesn't realize how much influence he has. His voice, his smile, and his sincerity, it's worth more than anything. Every time he lives, it feels like my life is lighter. And maybe that's the reason why every time Jungkook appears live, the world feels a little softer. Because behind his status as a global superstar, there was an ordinary human being who always tried to sincerely greet, maintain connections, and give light even in the darkest days of the ARMY. Now that the live is over, fans around the world are replaying the footage again, paying attention to every detail, from the way he laughs, to the way he looks away, to the slightly altered tone of his voice when he says ARMY. Every second is a memory. Every smile is a medicine, and in the end, the night wasn't just about Jungkook coming back live, but about how the love between her and ARMY never fades, despite time and distance trying to test. About how one simple broadcast can unite millions of hearts in different parts of the world. ARMY knows, who knows how much longer they have to wait for the next live. But they also know one thing for sure: when Jungkook says, "I miss you guys," it's no small feat. That's the truth that comes out of the heart of a man who knows full well, without the ARMY, his life will never be the same, and maybe that's what makes the night so magical. For a moment, the whole world stopped. There's only Jungkook, the small screen, and a love that never goes out. Purple Heart. And after that the screen slowly darkened, as if there was a vacuum left in the chest of every ARMY. The silence was so real, no sound, no music, just a heartbeat and tears slowly rolling down my cheeks. Thousands of fans stared at their phones with the same expression, empty but warm, lost but also full of love. Because after a long time, Jungkook is back, even if only through the screen, but it feels so close, as if he's sitting right in front of you, looking at you, and saying, "You're not alone." That night, the ARMY community around the world really came alive. On X, Instagram, and TikTok, Jungkook's live pieces are scattered everywhere. Some captured the moment when he smiled shyly, others uploaded the part where he lowered his head saying, "I miss you guys," and others shared the clip when he spontaneously sings while closing his eyes, drifting in a melody that has never even been released. In a matter of minutes, the hashtags #JungkookLive, #WeMissYouJK, and #ARMYHeartsJK instantly topped the world's trending. But behind all the euphoria, there is a feeling that cannot be expressed in words.